Alrighty, welcome on into Layman's Duke Guide. I'm going to get you in here and I'm going to get you out of here as fast as possible. This boss just got updated. We are now able to prepare multiple kills per inventory rather than just being able to do one and then going back to doing the prep phase. So this is the current inventory. This is the current gear. I am in absolute rags, so I can hopefully cater to anyone who's on a lower budget or to Ironman accounts who are just sort of starting out, getting into their bossing, getting all of their funds up and whatnot. If you don't have Emberlight, you can go ahead and bring Arclight. It's totally fine. If you don't want to use your Arclight charges, you can bring a Whip. Totally functional. Other things you can bring, obviously a Scythe is incredible here. Soul Reaper Axe is probably pretty good. I haven't tested it myself, but I'm sure it's totally fine. And a Noxious Halberd would also be really good. And of course the Blade of Saildor. Any slash weapon you want to bring, good to go. Mixed Hide, this is just like generic strength bonus. The Serp Helm, when you're on a lower budget or in lower strength gear, the Serp Helm is going to help you a little bit more because you'll also get a little bit of poison damage on Duke, and the Serpentine Helm is a super poison, so it'll do 6 poison damage. Upgrade where you can. You can wear a Blood Fury if you'd like to, but it is completely unnecessary at this boss. You will have plenty of food, plenty of supplies. Ferocious Gloves, Primordial Boots, B-Ring Eye, ideally if you have it, go ahead and bring that. If you don't, Ring of Shadows is functional. It is 2 melee strength, and you get it at the end of the quest, so everybody should have this, so that's what I'm bringing. This doesn't matter. If you don't have Rada's Blessing for, just bring any blessing you have. If you don't have a blessing, who cares? It's 1 prayer bonus. Rancor, obviously, if you have it, is very good. Torture is very good. Amulet of Strength is also completely fine. Fire Cape's fine. Dragon Defender's fine. Jaw, if you have a Face Guard, is fine. A Neat's Helm would be fine even. This boss is not that big of a deal. So, a couple of things that have changed. You no longer need a stamina potion when you're doing Duke because we can prep multiple kills. We aren't actually using that much run energy. We also don't bring a Lightbearer swap anymore because there's not really a time that you can put it on. I think if you are doing a little bit slower kills and less kills to prepare, then you can go ahead and bring a Lightbearer swap with you. If you're going to be doing this prep a little bit more often, bring the Lightbearer swap. Quick note about these mushrooms. If you are not 80 Herblore and you go to Pestle and Mortar these mushrooms, you are only going to get 5 dust. 5 dust does not quite hit you where you need to be. You want to be able to get 6 dust from the mushrooms. So if you are below 80 Herblore, when you crush this, this will be 5. To make 1 potion, you need 6. And we need to make 2 potions every time we want to wake him up. So we're going to prepare 6 potions in order to wake him up 3 times. If you are above 80 Herblore, you can make 4 potions, or 4 kills worth of potions. So I guess, what would that be, 6, 8? You can make 8 potions if you would like. I think 3 is completely fine. I suppose you could still bring Lightbearer if you really wanted to, but I really don't see a point, because most of the time you're going to be resetting for supplies, or prayer, or super combat, or whatnot, but there are times where you will go back and prep 6 more. When you get over here to the salt, I'll put up what the mining breakpoints are, but the same rule applies. You need 6 salt per potion, and you need 2 potions. So obviously 12 salt per wake up on Duke. And also when you're running, I forgot to mention the safe tiles here and here. So any 1 tile before and 1 tile after are safe. So if you just start on the safe tile and run to the mushrooms, you're going to be safe the whole way down. If you get stunned, don't worry about it. Like, I genuinely just ignore these shadows. You can pay attention to them if you want, but it's really not that big of a deal. So let's go ahead and prep our potions. You just click the keg, click this keg, run back to this keg, get your potion, click the keg again, run back to this keg, get your potion, click the keg, and we're going to do this until we have 6 potions. So it's still kind of annoying that we have to do all of this, but here we are. I forgot to click that. Oops. Time loss, time loss. Okay. If you do not want to bring a pickaxe and a pestle of mortar every time, they are on the wall. The reason I bring dragon pickaxe is because it mines a little bit faster than the iron pickaxe that you would get here. Pestle and mortar you can bring if you want to. It just takes away 1 of your food. So I always just drop an extra food, grab my pestle and mortar when I need it. Alright, so to start Duke, what you can do is wait for the smoke to pop up, and then just go stand on the vent that the smoke just came up, and all the smoke does before you spawn him is it'll go down the line, right? So left to right, down the line. So it should pop up here, and then it'll pop up here, and then it'll pop up here. This does not apply during the kill. This is only during the prep phase. So what you're going to do, you can bring BGS if you'd like. If you don't have Burning Claws, BGS is fine. Abyssal Dagger, Void Waker, anything like that. Any spec weapon of choice. I think after 2,000 kills, they kind of all feel relatively similar. The BGS will sometimes fail, and it feels really bad. Burning Claws seem to be really consistent, so I ended up going to them. And because I'm not bringing a Light Bearer, another new addition, the Surge Potion, is just some extra DPS, but you don't have to bring it at all. It's completely unnecessary. You'll probably have 3 specs on your first kill, and then 1 spec on your subsequent kills. And to start, you're just going to super combat, you're going to summon a Thrall, and you're going to left-click feed him twice. Don't spam click, because I don't know if it's a bug still, but a bug that happened when the update happened is if you spam-clicked feed, it would use more potions. So you would accidentally use like 3 or 4 potions just trying to wake him up one time, and that's bad. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to go stand on this vent, and let's get started. Quick note, the only thing you really need to know about his mechanics are when he wakes up, he's going to slap the ground. And you have 2 ways of dealing with this. You can either step behind this pillar and then attack him, and then go back behind this pillar again, or you can stay in melee range and step back every time he swings at you. What I recommend you to do, if this is your first time attempting Duke, is to camp the pillar. And the reason I say that is because it's just very simple to stay over here and just rinse and repeat this side. You have 2 things to worry about, but they're really not that worrisome at all. He will spit his little puffballs into the vents, and you will have to move out of the way. It's not going to kill you, don't panic. If you fuck it up one time, no big deal, just move. The way you deal with it effectively is, since we're on this pillar, he's going to spit at the vent that we are standing near. All you do, click over. That's all I want you to do for now until we get into the advanced tactics, which I'll show on the second kill. The second thing that you need to deal with is you're going to hear him like squeal, and a big eyeball is going to pop out of his mouth. It's really gross. When he looks down, that is the tick that you will get completely microwaved. You will get one shot. All you have to do to avoid this is stay behind the pillar. That's why we camp this pillar, so you don't have to think about it. You can just keep going behind this and you'll be safe. Okay? He starts as a 5-tick attack cycle, and when you get him to, I believe, actually I don't know what the threshold is anymore, but I think it's 33% HP, he'll go into his Enrage phase, in which he will be a 4-tick attack cycle. Not a big deal, just keep doing as you were. Ember Light's a 4-tick weapon, so you're already good to go. Arc Light's a 4-tick weapon, Blade, Whip, all of those things. This only matters if you're using a Scythe or a Soul Reaper Axe or a Noxious Halberd. Your tick cycles will be a little bit weird. So, let's go ahead and begin. Pot up. Do this. And left-click him 2 times. Make sure your quick prayers are set to protect melee and piety. Give him a slap. Stand behind this pillar. When you see the white puff, slap him again. Get behind the pillar. White puff. Slap him again. Get behind the pillar. White puff. That's it. White puff. Get behind the pillar. White puff. Get behind the pillar. Here's the ice attack. So when he looks down, we are good to attack again and go right behind the pillar. White puff. We can slap him. And you can just kind of play with your timing. Once you see the spikes come up, those will do damage to you. A little bit of chip damage. Here's the poison. Once he's below 50% HP, he will fire another poison at the middle vent there. Here's another ice attack. Go ahead and slap him. You can use your Surge Potion if you'd like, but just keep it simple for now, right? Don't overload yourself. Just chill. So now he'll throw one here, he'll throw one here. You can slap here if you'd like, otherwise just keep going to the pillar. It's not a big deal. Just keep slapping. He should be in Enrage now, I think. It's either 25 or 33%. You'll sort of notice that he speeds up his attack cycle a little bit. But the core doesn't change. You still wait for him to do the white puff, and then you move. And obviously when you see him like start farting, then you just move to the other side. And as you can see, Serphelm is doing a little bit of work here with the poison damage, because this kill is taking a bit. Because our gear is a little bit, yeah, we're a little under-geared. It's fine. Doesn't matter all that much. He looks down, we slap, white puff, we slap, and he's gone. I usually don't use supplies during the kill, because the only way you're going to die is if you get microwaved, or you stand in the poison vent. But if you're standing in the poison vent, then you probably just lagged out. So he respawns, and we're going to feed him again, and we're going to feed him again, and we're going to put our Burning Claws on. We're going to send him a spec. We're going to run behind the pillar. So some advanced things that we can do on... I think what I'll do is I'll do another just like simple, don't worry about it kill, super chill kill. And then on the third one, I'll show you a little bit more of the advanced things you can do if you want to push yourself a little bit further on this boss. Because he's not all that difficult, and you can get a little bit more out of what you're doing eventually. But for the time being, it's just white puff, stand behind pillar. When he spits at you, you move. You can slap if you want. Here's a little advanced thing. You can just do a step back, right? You don't have to go behind the pillar. It's just a lot easier to stay behind the pillar for when he does this. But I'll show you a benefit of not standing behind the pillar on the next kill. But let's just go ahead and slap this up. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Drink prayer potions when you need prayer potions. But food, you shouldn't obviously eat it if you need it. But most of the time you're not going to need it. He doesn't really do all that much. He's kind of just a sack of HP that you slap. And it's pretty good. I didn't summon a Thrall because I'm playing with one hand, believe it or not. This boss is not that intense once you get the mechanics down. And after I do this third kill, I'll show you prep one more time with the save tiles. Let's go ahead and speed through this. He looks down, we slap. We see the white puff, we slap. He spits at us, we run, we slap. And he's gone. Okay, and then we eat up. We get a chromium ingot, we don't need that at all. Cool. And we have 3 food, it's completely fine. And I will show you some slightly advanced tactics. They're not all that impressive, but they will help you eke out some extra damage here. So, the biggest thing, you're going to feed, and you're going to feed, and you're going to spec, and you're going to step back, and you're going to put your weapon on, and you're going to step back. You still want to be around where the pillar is, and I'll show you why. Step back, slap. Step back, slap. Now here, we can still get an attack before we get microwaved, and we get that extra little bit. So that's not going to be the case when you are learning, because that's going to be a little bit scary, and I don't want you, ending up in Lumbridge because you decided you wanted to chance the microwave. Don't chance the microwave until you're very confident with how the tick cycle works. Like, I could have gotten an extra attack there, but I'm yapping and I'm not counting his attacks. He does have a pattern. You can count it if you want. It's 5 attacks when you first wake him up, and then he does the ice, and then it's 3 attacks, and then he'll spit at you. And after that, it's sort of variable, honestly. I don't fully know what the cycle is after that. I sort of just guess, because most of the time he's either dead or it doesn't matter. Let's go prep again really quick so I can show you guys the safe tiles. So if I just stand here, I am safe on either of these 2 tiles from the mouth. So if you want, you can mark this tile, and you can mark... Let's see if we can long shot it. I don't know if we can long shot it. Hold on. I'm trying to long shot it. That tile? That looks right. If it's not, whatever. If you mark these 2 tiles, just go stand on them, and then click the mushrooms, and you will always, always, always be safe. You might get hit by a shadow stun, but that is totally fine. Not a big deal. I'm just going to prep 1 kill here so I can show you the safe tiles. I'm not going to stay for much longer, because also, this gear isn't fantastic, but it gets the job done. Okay, there we go. I thought it was 1 tile off. So it'd be this tile. If you want to mark both of these tiles, it is the same thing on either side. You can run through, and you will always be safe to run to the mushrooms on the other side, and you won't get hit by any of the mouth microwaves. If you do get hit by the mouth microwaves, it's fine. It happens. It's how you learn. Making mistakes is how you learn. It's okay. Run down to either salt pile. It doesn't really matter. If you get hit by the vents down here, it does impact your perfect kill. So if you care a lot about perfect kills, sorry to tell you, Duke sometimes just selects the kills that are perfect and the kills that are not. It is what it is. Oh well. We continue on. So let's go ahead and make his day a little bit worse really quick. Let's put on all of our stuff. Let's feed him up. Let's summon a Thrall. Let's send a few specs. And that's kind of it. That's Duke in a nutshell. He'll give you supply drops. That's why you can kind of stay here forever. But Obviously, gear upgrades are going to make a big difference. So I'm going to go grab a max setup and show you the difference in time. And for reference, these kills are about 1:32. And this does not, the timer no longer measures the prep phase for whatever reason. I guess they just didn't want it to do that anymore, which is cool. So the GM time for Duke is now 40 seconds. But let me get into a max setup minus Torva full helmet, which is technically better, but not by much. Alright, so went ahead and grabbed the max setup. I did not grab a full inventory of stuff, because this is just going to be an example kill. The only thing I'm missing is Torva full helmet. The difference isn't all that large, but it obviously is. It is better, because you get more strength bonus, and the Scythe and the Emberlight both really like strength bonus. As far as the Nox Tally and the Soul Reaper Axe go, I'm not sure if Torva is better. It probably is. The Torva full helmet, at least. But the slash accuracy cannot be understated. It's incredible. Oathplate made this boss such a pile of butter, and I'm gonna show you really quick here. I'm gonna pre-equip my Burning Claws so we can just get to ripping, because this is definitely a fight of all time with Oathplate, and the fact that we can prep multiple kills per inventory. I'm sure I could kill 3 Dukes in about 1.5 minutes now, which is completely absurd, and something I would have loved to do before. But now, we just left-click feed, we have our Thrall summoned, we left-click feed again, we put our spec on, we send. Step back. Step back. A 0 Scythe? Ew! And that's that. What is that? 39 seconds for an Awakener's Orb. I think that's pretty good. No? Don't you think? That's pretty good. Scythe is definitely Biss, but the other weapons are going to keep up. Even Emberlight is going to keep up. Probably in the realm of like 40-second kills. 45 seconds. So, that is the Layman's Guide. I hope this gets you at least involved in the boss. He's really, really fun to just go beat up. He's just a fun training dummy, to be honest with you. He has a little bit of the mechanics going on, but nothing crazy, and he makes a decent amount of cash. So, if you were wondering, that's my Duke log right there. 2,173 KC for a lot more than what is saying here, because we also have 4 Magus Vestiges and the Axe piece. If you are going for your Soul Reaper Axe, good luck. If you are going for your Magus Vestige, good luck. I wish you the best of RNG. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I will see you guys in the next video.